What's up, you guys? Welcome to another declutter video here on my YouTube channel. This time we're going through my single eyeshadows. Yes, I'm going to do it, my preciouses. So this video is going to be like 3 parts. It's mostly me kind of giving you the rundown of how my collection is organized. It's not really the declutter part, and then I do have the declutter part, and then I kind of give you a review of both in a quick fashion. My goal was to get rid of about a 12 pan and just give myself some breathing room with my singles. Most of the packaging I love in like the containers I keep my singles in, so I wasn't getting rid of those, which was the tricky part. So it's more space within those I am trying to get breathing room for. So just a light declutter. Grab a drink, grab a snack, cozy up. This is a long one, and let's get started. What we got here, I have kind of oversized eyeshadow palettes. I have some 12 pan, and then I have some quads, some 9 pans, and then these kind of like elongated 18 pan. So some of these are actually just ColourPop eyeshadow palettes, but if they're magnetic and I can pick them apart and use them as singles, I'm kind of including them in this video. So there's this one, this one, this one. This is an old, let's see, Lunatic Cosmetic Labs. I always want to say Lunatic Lab Cosmetics, but it's Lunatic Cosmetic Labs. And I just love the little packaging. This was like a contour and highlight palette, but I'm using it for all of my Give Me Glow singles, except for this one. This one actually was a part of the contour palette. I do still have almost all of the ones that I didn't pan somewhere else. I'm just using this, those oversized pans, and none of these are going. I love these. This is probably one of my favorite shimmer formulas right now, and I got the oversized pans and some pretty like standard shades just so I can kind of start decluttering my smaller, older shades that are in the same family. So I've got kind of my rosy gold, I've got like a bubblegum pink that's really pale and cool but not lilac. Got kind of my grungy plum, this kind of smoky gray that leans plum. Down here I've got my, I think it's actually called Ballerina. It's just like a beigey ballerina pink. It's perfect for like everyday neutral or even like adding sparkle as a topper to any colorful looks. This is like the best red shimmer shade according to me, and it is called, shoot, is it called Ruby Red? Let's see if I remember. Ruby Rose. It's a really great shimmer, and it's like, I'll just show you. Oh, I'm gonna regret this because it's so pigmented, but it's like the perfect true red according to me. It's not too burgundy, it's not too pink, it's not too orange. And then this one is Gifts Galore. It's the first one I ever bought from Give Me Glow. It's my favorite, probably second to this one, which is Joker, which is like their olive green shimmer. These are so pretty. Really rich, really like buttery, wet feeling. And then I have my mattes from them, which are just some colorful mattes. I have like this deep plum, this tealy shade, and this olive green. And then again, this one actually came with the palette, and it's just kind of to work with any of these and buff them out, or I can use it on the cheeks. So none of those are going. Those are all beloved. Okay, this is where it's gonna be a little tough. Really have to be hard on myself because I love my collection, and the problem I have is I'm not necessarily getting rid of any of these, so it's like it's going to take up the same amount of space while I get rid of it. That's where I struggle with in my mind, but I do want some space to like breathe a little bit so I can create my own color stories. That's where my yellows are at, and I do have some floating around somewhere else. I kind of have one signature, maybe 2, that like one that leads more yellow gold looks, and that's about all I do with yellow, so I probably need to assess that. Really love these colors. Doubt I'd get rid of it. They're what's left of my Mint to Be from ColourPop. I got this silver. I never wear silver, however this is the most incredible silver anywhere. It is called On a Onesie from ColourPop, and if you know, you know, and if you haven't picked that one up and you've been curious, it's an incredible silver, like a really, really buttery silver. Here are a lot of my green neutrals. A lot of these shades I love a lot, and really the only reason to get rid of them is maybe they're like a little too similar in tone, although according to me I can never have enough of these like neutral browns and light neutral like transition shades. You just go through them so quickly, at least for me, compared to some of these other colors. Some of these are really similar and I'm just struggling with letting them go because they are like, some of them are a bit more chunky with glitter, some of them are a bit more smooth satin, so it's like they're different formulas, but I'm not sure on the eyes I necessarily need multiples, but this is another one that I'm having a hard time like letting go. I kind of like the color story too. I've got these really neutral plums, these warm colors, and then the green. This shade is so great. I love this multi-chrome. This is why I'm staying away from a lot of multi-chrome palettes, and it's really saving me, even though this one particular shade was kind of expensive on its own. It's like it's saving me hundreds by not buying palettes. And I've shut it off a lot on Instagram, but it's just a girl from Chaos Makeup. It's so pretty, and it does look like that on the eyes. It just depends on what light you're in. I have like natural lighting going on right now, as well as my ring light. Okay, so this one might need to go. This is pretty old. This is from MAC. This is Sumptuous Olive. The issue I have is, to me, this is just so unique. I love a good olive, and this, according to me, is like the best neutral olive, and they don't make it anymore. It just has this really sheer, wet kind of look to it. It's very neutral, and on the eyes it's just really like sultry and pretty and easy and effortless, and a very unique olive. Like any other olive isn't this like gold and beigey, so I have a hard time letting that one go, but it is probably the oldest one you're looking at in this palette here, as well as this one. This is from Belle Jordan palette, and I took it out, and that one is probably pretty old at this point, but it's such a cool, fun, beautiful bronze, and it's got like these sparkles in it. Yeah, that one definitely feels like it's kind of on its way out. It's so pretty though. Can you see that? That's another one that's like a really pretty neutral. Luckily, you know, a neutral kind of bronze shade shouldn't be too hard to find, but you never know. That's why I haven't let this one go. It is kind of unique, so, but I'll put her up for now. Oh, you guys, this is hard. Why is this so hard? I get attached to these. Okay, so this next one is probably a little more boring to look at than the last couple, but it's a lot of like those neutral shifty shades, and then some mauves that I'm constantly reaching for. I've dwindled down a lot of these out of my collection, so I don't think I have too many like multiples of those. I know this row probably could use a good looking at. And then, you know, how many of these do I actually need as well? But it's another one of those where it's like, oh my gosh, they're different on the eyes and different uses for them. So I'll really have to reconsider a lot of those. Maybe this video will be a part 2. It'll be a part 1 tour and then part 2 declutter, because so far I'm not doing so good. I've just done this one. This is one I've just recently started putting together, and it's my reds that I definitely want to keep, and it started looking very Patrick Ta. This one should probably go if I'm being a little bit more ruthless. This is hard. If I'm being like ruthless, this should go. This is Boxer. It's one of my favorites. I've actually been through like 2 or 3 of these. This one is starting to feel weird and dry. It's just not performing how it used to. It's kind of hard pan. I don't know if you guys can see that or tell. Oh, it's such a cool color though. It's another one that's like that perfect neutral bronze. Probably should consider this whole row. Like, do I really need this one too? What is this? Oh, yes, I do. This is Going Steady. This one looks really pink, but on the eyes, it's like a really nice kind of red plum pink. Ooh, it is starting to feel pretty dry. It's looking a little dry too. I'm gonna have to reconsider that one. I think ColourPop still has that available. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, Feel Free from the Sweet Talk palette. This is like a nice red orange, neutral terracotta. I need to kind of swatch these for me. Ooh, see, to me, those are all different and like worth keeping. One's neutral, one's bright, and one is brown. Okay, and then I have an actual brown here too, but I'm running out of fingers. Let's do a thumb swatch. How awkward. I definitely like that brown. I'm wondering if I need both. Definitely gonna keep this brown. This is feathered. I think I'm going to keep all of these and get rid of just Boxer and Going Steady. Wow, I didn't think I would ever get rid of Going Steady, but this one is definitely a little dry and weird. So I'm gonna leave these browns alone for now, and I might have to come back to the browns and like group them all together. Okay, this one is empty. Chopped this up a while ago. Just put that to the side. Maybe that's where I'll put these ones we're gonna get rid of for now. I'd like to get rid of more than 12, but we'll see. This is one I probably won't get rid of any of these. Meant to be some blues and teals and greens. I've already put that together, so same thing with these. I won't be like getting rid of them, so I'm gonna just put that with that pile here. So I've got these. So here's my oranges. I need to be a bit more ruthless. Some of these are really old, and I really just don't wear orange. I just don't. See, here's my yellows. Don't really wear a lot of yellows. I've dwindled those down to just a pale, shimmer, a bright, and the glitter. This one, I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with that. It's not staying glued, so I love this one, but I think it has to go too. It's from My Makeup by Tammy. She just recently broke, like the glue just got so dried out, they all popped out. Some of them went on the floor and broke. Some of them I just decided not to keep. Some of them I tried to keep and it's not working out. I really love those mattes though, and these just aren't magnetic, so it's kind of like a project to make it work. And this one smells bad, so I love the packaging so much, but this whole thing smells like crayons, so I think I'm gonna do a whole video like depotting this. I'm gonna keep the packaging but get rid of the eyeshadows in that, and probably get rid of this packaging. There's my blues. I've dwindled them down pretty well. I don't wear blues, and this is basically it, so I'm going to keep these. Got a multi-chrome here. I've got a couple from a ColourPop palette, the Cabana Club one. I don't know why I put it with the blues. I guess I just thought it was pretty. You know what? That came from the Cabana Club too, I believe. I don't know where this sticker went already. So I took 3 from the Cabana Club because that's a palette I'm going to get rid of and probably pass on to a cousin or something. So there's an empty one. So now I can clean this out and actually work with it. These are my glitters. I probably won't get rid of these, but I should. A lot of glitters. It's nice to just know where my glitters are, and I basically have like a pinky beige, a golden beige, and then this like chunky white. If you don't know, it is not safe to use glitter on your eyes in most cases, and you should be really careful with cosmetics and labels because they can get a little tricky these days, but I still use them with glitter glue from time to time. So I'm wiping my hands and just look at the swatches I just did. Like, that would be a gorgeous palette even. It's so hard to get rid of stuff in my collection at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase my hands, and that's kind of the tour, and now I'm really gonna have to get into it. Okay, here we go. It's time to get ruthless. I've got mostly the Sweet Talk palette from ColourPop, and then I've got some ColourPop singles that are really old, but I will not be getting rid of these. Sorry guys, I hate to disappoint you, but these shimmers are very hard to get rid of. And I will show you why. Here's a glitter. Let's see, these are like kind of what I'd like to, you know, maybe I only need one of these and one of these. So let's start with, oh man, I'm making a huge mess. Let's start with these shimmers, the ones that I basically said I wouldn't get rid of. This one is called Starshine, and it's a really, oh, it still feels so buttery. It's just like a really nice yellow orange or yellow gold. And I really, really like it. So as long as it's performing well and doing okay, I'm going to keep it around. It's fairly old though. This is one that's not old. It's from ColourPop. It's called Crackle. Just like a burnt orange. I think this is Melody, and it's kind of like a red flip with orange. And there was one in the main Squeeze ColourPop palette. I can't remember the name of it, but it was exactly like this, and I got rid of that one. It's just a nice bright orange, but still like a red orange. These are more of like a yellow orange. And I just got rid of some Super Shock eyeshadows, and that video will be coming up or has possibly posted. Either way, I kind of was considering these shadows when I made those decisions, so I'll try not to spoiler alert. Okay, this one is one I should get rid of, but it's called Heavy Glam. It's just like a really vibrant pinky corally color, though it does kind of look like it's on its way out. It's very sheer now. It always was kind of sheer, but it's not as creamy as it was. It's feeling dry. You guys, I haven't got rid of anything. I'm gonna get rid of this one, Heavy Glam. It's a very pretty coral shade. Okay, let's line some of these up. This is from the She palette, and this is a really old one, but it's hard to get rid of because it is like a muted. And Dreammaker from Sweet Talk is like a bright peachy shade. Those are similar enough I could probably get rid of the lighter one. There's this one that isn't marked, but I'm pretty sure it's like a nice bright orange. This one is like a bright orange. They are hard to part with. I'm gonna keep them for now. Have faith in me, you guys. Okay. These two, I'm just gonna pick one, either a peach or a vanilla. There's not much contrast between them in person. I'm gonna go with the lightest one. This one is from the Dream Street. This one's magical. It is. It's really pretty, like creamy color. Oh, it's so hard to get rid of. This one is Work It. It's very yellow. I'm not gonna get rid of that one. This one is so bright. I don't have anything that's just like bright, true orange. Like nothing. It's another one of those yellowy. So I'm gonna get rid of Heavy Glam. Maybe I should just get rid of all of these light ones. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of all the light ones. Keep those. I like both of these. Okay, let me wipe my hands. Okay, so here's what I'm keeping. And here is what I'm getting rid of. Let me turn these lights down. I feel like this is not true colors. Just natural light, maybe? That's a little bit more true color. You can't get quite in between, but yeah. But they can go for now. So again, this outside isn't going, this is just what's inside. And just reminding you as well as myself that I'm considering when like I have warm and warm neutrals that I have this. So I have like this warm neutral here. I just don't have anything really peachy. Quick glance at the eyeshadows that I swatched. And let's move on. So here's the next palette that I need to consider, and there's a lot of those like light peaches in there and like neutral browns as well. So I will likely be keeping these. This is also pink, and this color here that was kind of like the She one. So a lot of these are really beloved and I reach for them a lot, so they'll likely be staying, which is why it's okay to get rid of those other ones. I'm not sure about this one. This kind of dark purple. It's Damsel again, another one from She. It probably should just go and I shouldn't even think about it. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Don't think about it. Bye purple. Bye dark plum purple. Bye dusty cringy purple. I love you. Bye. Don't put it in here. Look at how gorgeous. Oh, no, no, no. Get rid of it. She just needs to go. Get another one. I'll consider her. Maybe. Because this is what I want to keep. I've got this mauve. And I've got this Give Me Glow Rose Quartz. And then I have this one, Blackberry from MAC. So this one is just like a really pretty, like grungy purple. And I already got rid of my other grungy purple here. It's more of a red grungy purple. Ooh, really close. I just might. Might be why I passed the first time too. Got some neutral browns. Browns might have to have their own heyday altogether at the end. Browns are hard for me because I can justify keeping them all, especially in BYOPs and building palettes. It's always good to have one in there. So having multiples, as long as I have the space to build multiple palettes, isn't an issue. So, you know, this doesn't seem like I'm making progress, but this will help me achieve my goal of being able to do that. So, and remember, I've still gotten rid of this. If I can fill this, that would be good. I'd like to do that and maybe a little extra, just based off of how old some of these are. Gosh, these here, I haven't used them a whole lot and just caught them, so they'll likely stay, but I probably could get rid of one of the other. These are staples I've had. Yeah, the Wild Nothing is pretty new, and I'll be keeping that because that replaced my She palette and my Dream Street with some of the neutrals and lighter shades in there, so anything from the Wild Nothing will likely be staying unless it really is just like 2 dupes. So that's what's going on here. Just the natural lighting to give you guys a better idea. So this is a satin, this is a matte, and this is just like a little bit deeper of a matte. So it has like peach, this is more taupe, this is vanilla, and this one's a shimmer. Same thing with these, you can kind of see the different undertones a little better right now. So this all looks pretty good because I really just want to start using these more. So I have this reddish bronze. I wonder if I could let this go. It's got this really pretty purple undertone that's really neat. It's called West Star. And it's like a copper that leans more purple. So it's really interesting, and I do like that one. Makes me wonder how it compares to this one, and if I really need to keep both. And obviously I would keep the one in the palette just for convenience. Okay, the one in the palette is more brown. Okay, I'll justify keeping that one. Okay, so opening the next palette, I'm realizing I have another one of those West Stars, and I just swatched them side by side. And I'm going to get rid of the older one. Let's see. Yeah, that's this one. So I'm going to keep the newer one and put it back with this color story. Get rid of the older one. See, I love that. It's really pretty. I don't need to keep both. I need to use up one. That's my intention. Okay, anything else that feels like dry or weird? That feels great. This one is really old. I should let it go. Oh, this is so hard, you guys, but I should. It's just a really pretty satin. Pretty sure it's from the Wild Nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that. Really pretty satin vanilla shade. I'm going to keep that. That's sparkly. Okay. Keeping those in mind, that's just like a topper. Wonder if that one should go. It's really pretty to have something subtle sometimes that doesn't make a whole glittery mess all over. So for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and just pull out some of these vanilla shimmers. I think I'm gonna be ruthless and get rid of this baby. She's so beautiful, but she's old. I've hit pan on her. It's time. Goodbye. I'll either reach for Joker in my Give Me Glow. I love this. If they brought it back, I would repurchase it, but it's pretty old. They don't even have it anymore. This is My Treat. Don't think they have this one either, but it is a really great, just a nice, reliable, shimmery vanilla shade, and it's very intense. This one is a Super Shock. Still performs like a Super Shock, it's just sheer. So it's another one of those where I like it for like a variation in the formula. See, do I really need that one and that one though? They're both kind of at that point where they're like sheer and glittery. I think I'm going to keep the peachy one and get rid of this one I just swatched. This is Sultan from the Wild Nothing, and I'm going to be keeping Spirited from the Wild Nothing. Really surprised in myself today. These are hard shades to get rid of. Especially, like I said, I justify having duplicates just because I can do multiple BYOPs and have like beloved shades right there. So, but here's how we're doing so far. This one is Postline from the Wild Nothing. That was such a great palette if you really like subtle shimmers. This is an intense vanilla. Do I really need this one and that one? And that one. I don't need all three. I'll keep My Treat and get rid of this one. So I don't need to keep both. One is just beige and one is like really intense. And I also have this intense one, so I think I'm going to go for the more beigey one. Put that back in this palette and get rid of this one. Okay, so I only kept that one. This is Paper Tiger. I'm going to keep that one. It's just a really nice, unique. These are some taupey browns that are all from the Wild Nothing. Going to keep those. The oldest one might be... No, I think I got rid of most of my Dream Street. Yep, Wild Nothing, Wild Nothing. Wild Nothing. Wild Nothing. Okay, so I'm going to keep those. This one is Petal Pusher from Makeup Geek. Love that one. It's just a lot like a mauve, but a little bit more leaning lilac. This is a great one. This is Dragonfly. This is an old one. Like, I should kind of get rid of it, but it's just a really cool color. It's like a dirty plum, but that's still kind of bronzy brown. I'm curious how that compares to this one. Because this looks very gray on the eyes. Yeah. Let's see how that compares to this. Like, should I keep both? Oh yeah, I should keep both. Cool. Now you can see why that one's kind of special. I'm going to keep this unmarked shimmer that's just like a rose gold. It is from the Dream Street, and it is Twinkle. Now, do I need Twinkle and West Star? Yes. Yes, I think I do. Okay, I'm gonna take a break here and wash up and continue. Okay, so I went ahead and just started moving some of my oranges into these other palettes, like in here, and into the one you guys just saw. And I started noticing that I have a lot of these kind of same like terracotta, like burnt orange shades. So I have this one, I have this one, and then I'm also trying to consider this palette as like singles too, and I have this one, which looks a bit more rich and red. But I think they're pretty similar. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one and keep this one because it's a little bit more neutral and brown, and these two are pretty similar. And I'm pretty happy with this. so far, so far. I'd really like to try and empty this, so I'm going to put these somewhere else, and I might have to get rid of these. This bright orange is beautiful, but it's just not staying in, and I don't know that I ever will need the project of like super gluing it somehow. Also get rid of this deep dark black shade. It's pretty old, and I don't think it exists anymore. It is called Beauty Marked, and it's really, really gorgeous. It's like a plum with sparkle, but it kind of performs more like a matte nowadays, and it's pretty old, so get rid of that one too. Some mauves and plums. Here's a black that managed to stay. And got some more mint shades. I probably don't need to keep all of my mint. These purples too. So I've got like a bright purple, kind of an orchid purple, bubblegum lilac, a true lilac, and then like a light and mid-tone lilac shimmer. Let me pull some of these out. Do I really need all three of these? Don't even know what that's from, but it's like a true grape, so I do want to consider keeping it. This one is called Ghostin from the Lilac You a Lot. I don't want to compare this Ghostin one to like these here that I already decided I'm keeping. So I have like this deep purple, this mauve, and this. So I already decided that I'm keeping these. So let me compare these. Okay, just don't think I need both of those. Not sure I need all of these or both of these. Let's start swatching. So this one didn't swatch very well. It is a bit older. It's another one from that She palette, so I should have known better, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. And I think the rest are okay to keep. I just noticed that I have another one that's really similar. This is Zoned Out, just a real light lilac, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one too, which dwindled down my purples quite a bit. So these two are still pretty similar, but I'm going to keep them both for now. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I kind of emptied out that orange and started combining, which I showed you. So seems like we didn't do much, but here's what I'm getting rid of. Most of them are just old, or yeah, most of these are all beloved. They're just getting old, or I kind of had duplicates. 16 shadows. Not too bad. Let me show you what we're keeping. The bigger ones that we've been looking at. So I just kind of combined everything. The colorful ones. This quick little just reds, but it's definitely a palette to play around with as far as color story of this size. And then that leaves me with my other three kind of as more storage. And that is reasonable to me because I don't necessarily want to declutter any of these, the packaging of these. I've considered getting rid of the blue one before, but I really, really like it. And I put my own little sticker and stuff on it, so that kind of gives some breathing space to these, which is great. I'll show you my blues again that we really didn't mess with just because I knew what was in here. These are my blues, my shifty. I'm not getting rid of any of these, so. Now, if there's any of these you want to see a closer look at, just let me know in the comments. Oh, Give Me Glow. Hair is a 12th pan that I've curated with my greens. So that's why you didn't see a whole lot of my green eyeshadows today, as they were kind of here and set to the side. These two palettes, which I consider singles just because they're magnetic, and I can use them for BYOPs, but they kind of hang out in their own packaging. This is an empty one. Another empty one. Another empty one. So I know you guys that this didn't seem like a lot to maybe some of you, even though this was a light declutter. It really made a difference. I was able to give a lot of breathing room. I now have these palettes and this larger one to work with. This is another project, but basically I'm considering this decluttering all 12 of these. I wish I could save them. I love this palette. I love these colors. I love these reds. I love this sparkly black. I love these light pink transitions. Like, it's a really great, but it smells terrible. I don't know. I've never had a palette go bad on me, really, so it's interesting. I haven't had this one that long. Okay, so here is everything from today's declutter. It wasn't a ruthless one, kind of a light declutter, but still a necessary one. Alright, you guys, that's it for this declutter. I definitely need to keep doing these kind of sweeps and freshen things up. This was a good run through for me, so thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, little sneak peek if you guys are still here watching this video, which thank you by the way. This look on the eyes is the Ensley Rain Cosmetics Flower Moon. It's not the one that just came out, the Harvest Moon, the one before that. That's what I'm wearing on the eyes. I just am kind of playing with it today, but I do have a video coming up with this, so sneak peek for you guys. Thanks for being here.